Twitter biography, it says, son of a famous father, father of a famous son. He calls himself the hyphen in between. But I'm fairly certain if Ranbir Kapoor had walked into this college this afternoon, he would not have had the rock star-like reception that Rishi Kapoor had. So can we have a very, very warm round of applause as we welcome to this town hall one of my all-time favorite actors, now Twitter personality, 140 characters, 140 bullets in his Twitter gun. He's firing away unabashedly all the time. We're delighted to have you with us. Thank you so much, Mr. Rishi Kapoor, for joining us.
Thank you.
So we are currently, sir, at the Shriram College of Commerce. And over here to get admission, you need to get like 100%. Sometimes you need to get 101%. But at the very least, you need to get 97, 98%.
Can I just speak with a little bit of silence? Why is this resonating? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Why? We were sitting in your meeting room, and Rahul happened to tell me that this college has a cutoff at 97%. I said, fine, that's not too bad in the sense we could. Even the collective Kapoors had to pull in their marks. They would never reach in 97%. Let me tell you something. In school, in those days, we had the English system of doing senior Cambridge. I had taken up commerce and economics in my last 3 years of schooling. Now I'm talking about 66, 67, 68. And I was not bad in bookkeeping, in economics, everything. When the exams came in the finals, and you have to be very perfect in whatever you're doing. When I was doing my English language paper, there were two English language papers. One was the Presi, which carried A amount of marks, and English 2 had certain amount of marks. For the English paper Presi, I was supposed to write 500 word a Presi or an essay. I wrote 17 foolscap sheets, and I submitted it, and they gave me an absolute 0 in English language. I failed that year. I did not want to appear again. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm right within the brightest of the students of this country. All are 97%, and I, a failure, am addressing you. I was a failure. I probably had no marks. I got a 0, and I'm addressing people who are 97% and above.
See, so you don't need to get 97% marks to be a top film star. You can get into SRCC with those kind of marks, but you don't necessarily get to become a famous film star. But several of their alumni too have gone on to achieve very high positions.
I'm sure that none of them want to be, and please don't mere pet pe mat laat maro, yaar.
So tell us about your school and college days. All these people, of course, studied immensely hard to get where they have. What were your school and college days like? And now you see with your grandchildren and your family, how do you compare schooling and education now with the years gone by?
See, as I said earlier, I didn't really have a college life because I failed in my 11th standard those days. And I was disheartened because I had a pretty good marks. I had second division when I did my commerce and economics. But having failed English, they don't pass you, so I failed. So I was discouraged and I became an assistant. And then thereafter, I graduated into films whatsoever. But to be honest, all my younger life in films, I was shown as a very good student. I was shown always in college. But in reality, I never went to college in my life. I never went to, so I really didn't have an experience of actually being a student in college on campus. But I did portray those characters in films. So doing something on film is different, and being something in reality is something different. I may have failed, but I must say to you that the only Kapoor who actually, the male Kapoor who's actually passed the SSC or senior Cambridge or whatever, who's really gone to college, is my son Ranbir. He's the only guy, apart of course my nieces also, in the 4th generation. But none of us passed the 11th standard ever.
So was he a good student? What was he like as a
Well,
student?
at least he
and as a-
behaved, he made me believe that he's a good student. He had good marks. I don't know if he's fudging that, but he had good marks. And then of course, he went to pursue a film training career so I guess he was pretty good.
You would have seen, of course, that there's a raging debate on at this time in this country, and a lot of charges are being leveled against my friend Anurag Thakur's party, the BJP, about whether suddenly under his party, India has become intolerant. And we've heard from Anupam Kher, we've heard from Akshay Kumar, we've heard from Amir Khan, we've heard from Shah Rukh Khan. I want to now hear from Rishi Kapoor.
Well, I really don't know the meaning between tolerant and intolerant. I really can't comment because I've been asking even on my Twitter, what is intolerant and what is tolerant? Like someone said, who said? You said something in the meeting. I said, is that intolerance or not? Or is it tolerance? It's about the Kashmir issue, what we're talking about. So I don't think I'm at any platform I can say what is intolerant and what is tolerant. Really, to be
I'll
honest.
tell you what people believe is intolerance. When our current censor, Pahlaj Nehlani, goes and chops off James Bond's kiss, from 3 minutes brings it down to 20 seconds.
Because he wanted those bits to keep in his pocket. He wanted to take it home and show it for himself.
Do you see a certain level of hypocrisy here, given the kind of trashy
What hypocrisy? I just told you he took it home, yeah? He wanted to see it himself.
Because he made very trashy films himself when he was a filmmaker. And now suddenly he's sitting in on judgment on, what other filmmakers
See,
did.
when you give someone a position, then respect his judgment also as well. That's what I feel. Yes, we must accept it. Whether it's wrong or right, we have to accept it. Yeah, it's debatable. It's debatable, no doubt about it. But when you've given him that position, then you must respect it. That's what I
Because
feel.
now you've got Shyam Benegal, who's supposed to look at a committee and define censorship in India as someone who looks at all the controversies around Bollywood stars and when they make a film, the trouble that they run into with the censor board. What, according to you, is the ideal kind of censorship, or how should we define certification in India in your opinion?
Basically, there are two things. I don't know why the censor chief actually sits in judgment. It's actually a job of certifying a film which is suitable to a certain kind of people in society. And you have, as in bases abroad, you have different ways of certifying a film, and that should be it. Why do we, put it in revising committees? And what happens, why we don't challenge that is because the film, in its completion, runs an interest factor. When the money factor starts piling up and you need to release the film. So that is why people give in to censors' whims and fancies. Sometimes they give in to what they want to cut. But actually, if they took him to a revising committee, they probably might, get out of it also. But I truly believe that the job should be actually of certifying a film, not really passing judgment on a film.
You asked what is intolerance. So when Amir Khan, for example, says that Kiran and I had a conversation about how unsafe she felt and how she wanted to consider leaving India and moving out because of all these attacks on free speech. Would you believe, and I remember what you tweeted at that time, do you believe that's a valid concern shared by many, or was that an overstatement of sorts?
No, I meant to tell Amir that him being such a responsible person, I said if there is a system that is fractured, I think it should be addressed. It should be mended. It should be brought about because a man of his caliber, he has an opinion, he has a voice with the people. It can be amended, it can be, repaired. Instead of just, passing a judgment and saying that I want to leave the country, which I don't think it was misconstrued. It was not said in that manner. But if there is something that can be amended, one should do it.
Okay, and what about Shah Rukh Khan? Because it's not just one person who said it. When Shah Rukh Khan was asked by India Today about his views on intolerance, he again felt that speech was being stifled, that creative energy wasn't flowing, that there is a paranoia that is building up, and he also wasn't very happy with the way.
So each individual has an experience of his own. I'm talking to these people here and I think they're resonating pretty well. They've been cheering. I don't know if I've been saying the wrong thing or the right thing, but they are cheering me. Aren't you guys? Any celebrity has a moment to express himself, what he feels right. It's not necessary that it can be taken in a different sense. It can be misconstrued also.
Okay, because I have over here some images from your Twitter profile, and I want our camera person to zoom in, and we'll see if we can have it put over there. This is Rishi Kapoor in
Wow.
a completely different avatar from anything you've ever seen. I don't think all of you can see it, but he looks really old. He looks very haggard, and this is just amazing in terms of the way that you look. So, what's going on over here, sir?
Well, if you could show the picture, then I could explain to them. I tweeted my new look for a film that is called Kapoor and Sons. It's got nothing to do with the Kapoor family. But the film is called Kapoor and Sons, and I play the patriarch of the family who is 90, or rather 86 years of age. And I'm made up to look 86. I had this great artist, the makeup artist from Los Angeles, Mr. Greg Canham, to make me up. And I think we did achieve some goals in that. And I'm pretty much excited about that film, that look and that character, which is to hit the screens on the 18th of March. Isn't it getting stuffy here? Don't you think you want to have some fans on or something? I'm kind of finding it a little stuffy here.
That's true. Since you've come in, the temperature over here has gone up a bit.
One is mine.
So, your dear friend Anupam Kher ran into a big storm just a couple of days ago when he was denied a visa to Pakistan. And of 18 people who were given the visa, he was the only one who was denied a visa to Pakistan. What did you make of him saying that others should have not gone to Pakistan because he was denied a visa to Pakistan?
We just talked about this right now. I was not aware of the situation what Anupam was in. And but Anupam is a pretty vociferous of his opinions, and he's very strong about it. I do not know why he was denied a visa. I do not know what the process was. But apparently he was then invited, and at the nth minute he said that he's busy and he cannot go. So I really do not know what happened, what transpired.
Okay. So I was told that there's a mini speech you've prepared, which you want to share with everyone here. So why don't we, before we take questions from the audience and make it as interactive as we can, try and take as many questions as we can. Why don't we just get you and request you now to share your thoughts with everyone who's gathered over here?
Well, share my thoughts. I don't know if they would want to know.
Do you want to know from him? Of course you want to. That's why they're all sitting here, sir.
Is that yes or no? I mean, I don't want to bore you with statistics and all that nonsense. I didn't prepare a speech. I came here well prepared that I'm here for a certain reason, to talk about films and all that. You want to hear that? Yes! Okay, then I'll stand and talk. Can you hear me? Okay. See, the business of cinema is huge. The business of cinema is huge. The craze of cinema and the love of cinema is the only entertainment a common man has after sex. I'm glad you received this statement of ours so well. We are the biggest nation in the world of making films in several languages. I believe on the face of earth, every seventh human being is an Indian, and is an Indian who loves to see cinema. I'm told there are 14 million Indians settled abroad. That's the largest amount of any people from a country settled abroad. And we have 25 million people in India who watch cinema in theaters legally. Because the others watch it illegally on a DVD at their house, or they watch it when the film comes on television, whenever. And there is a reason behind it. The reason is that we only have 9,000 single cinemas in this country. 9,000 single cinemas and 2,000 multiplexes. How are we going to ever streamline? How can we ever generate what the business potential an Indian film has, if we ever do that. We need 25,000 cinemas in this country. Because of the craze of the film, we need that amount of cinema to generate the actual potential of a film. Then only we can have a film which is good, which can do a business of 3,000 crores in its first week. By generating this amount of money, then only we can buy new technology. We can match strides with all over the world. People always tell me, why are we always making films which are not the standard of, let's say, Hollywood or whatever? I said, because we do not have the infrastructure. We speak a language which is spoken by only a niche in the world. English is a universal, understood language. The whole world understands. So they have a world market. We don't have a world market. China has more than 75,000 cinema halls. And they have a policy that they don't take over 20 foreign films in their country. But what do we do in our country? We take Hollywood films, we take Chinese films, all films. We not only release them in English, we release them in Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, and now I believe in Marwadi also. So that gives a dent into Hindi cinema. Then we don't really have, absolutely very friendly policies from the government. The state government actually has these old policies of not giving licenses to the new cinemas because it's a fire hazard. But if it's a fire hazard, today all cinema is viewed via satellite. They insist on having roads which should be 20 meters wide. Now, where in a small town or a kasbah or a gaon will you find 20-meter roads here? A cinema theater automatically, when it comes into existence, makes its own locality. Bazaar wahin ban jata hai. Log wahin settle hone lagte hain because that is where it attracts maximum amount of people. So we need help from the government also in this quarter, and I truly believe this is not possible on an individual term. It needs a corporate sector. Rahul, I truly mean it needs a corporate sector in this. Any big corporate house should endeavor to, you see, what is expensive in a cinema hall is only the land. Most of the huge corporates have lands in all cities of India. You need to just allocate a land, make a theater, and all the monies are automatically promised you because any cola company, any eatery, anyone will tie hands with you and help you make the theater. So I feel these are things which we are, lacking and which should be actually addressed. मैं अब ज़्यादा तो बोलूँगा नहीं. मैंने कहा है कि ये हमारी थोड़ी बहुत दिक्कतें हैं, and I want this to be, I generally want this to be addressed, and I hope it is addressed in some time or the other. So enjoy, folks. No more boredom, no nothing. I'm not going to sermonize you guys, and we'll enjoy this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I also asked people to suggest some questions to you, and while of course you're concerned about the larger state of Indian cinema, some of the requests that I've been getting, and I'm sure you'll be a big sport and you won't mind the questions, but they want to know about your son's breakup with Katrina.
Yes.
Couple in Bollywood. What happened?
जब मैंने मेकअप का नहीं कराया तो मैं ब्रेकअप का क्या करूं? If I knew when they made up, how would I not know when they break up? So I have no answers. I have not asked him and he's not told me. So, mum's the word.
Is this a diplomatic Rishi Kapoor that's come to SRCC today?
Well, it's a truthful Rishi Kapoor saying about his son that I really truly do not know what has happened between two people. He was absolutely okay and then suddenly things might have soured up and I will come to know what happened. But as of now, I'm sorry, I can't tell you what happened.
So before you find out, do you sometimes find out from the newspapers, the tabloids?
No, all tabloids and they all write nonsense. They've been just over imagination and running the imagination wild. Well, I do not know what's happened. Tips, and there are a lot of tips, not only him, I believe a lot of people are having this. Probably it's in the air,
The breakup flu is in the air.
Probably.
And there were stories that I was seeing about Virat and Anushka having broken up. So it just seems to be a bug that's in the air.
Perhaps so. I really wouldn't know.
There's this one story I saw, and I was very curious. And usually I spend all my time interviewing people like Anurag and film stars. I don't get to spend much time with. I mostly focus on politics. So I saw this one story which said that there was a family picture where the entire Kapoor family was there, and in the original picture there was Katrina as well. But in the picture that was posted on social media, Katrina had somehow been removed before this picture was put. So I kind of was wondering what happened.
Am I there in the picture?
You were there.
So I really don't know what picture you're talking about. I believe it probably could be the one on Christmas. What happened was that my granddaughter wanted to see a Santa Claus. And we were all having lunch at my uncle, Rishi Kapoor, who has a Christmas lunch every 25th of December every year. So I go meet my cousins and everybody, the whole family collectively comes there. So the family, my wife and my daughter and my granddaughter had gone to the Hyatt Hotel to see the Santa Claus. And that took its all time, so that's why she wasn't there. As far as the photograph is concerned, I do not know anything about it.
So how do the Kapoors as a family deal with what all the tabloids write about
We are
them?
so thick-skinned now. Don't you see it's so thick-skinned? It doesn't make any difference.
So it makes no difference. They can write what they want.
Well, we're so used to it now.
Okay, let's take some questions from everyone
Sure.
over here. Because I see lots of hands going up. You won't all kill me if you all don't get a chance, but we'll do it one by one. And since Anurag is sitting here, I want to know, did you play cricket growing up, sir?
Well, like I said, I used to play cricket because I used to bring the bat. So one who brought the bat, he batted first and then he never fielded.
Never fielded. Anurag, आप भी ऐसी कुछ करते नहीं. Anurag fields, I know that. So, okay, who wants to ask the first question? Okay, this gentleman over here who's closest to the mic.
हेलो सर।
Hello.
सर मैं आपका बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ और आपके बेटे का, रणवीर सर का भी, और आपके फादर का भी। तो मैं एक बात जानना चाहता हूँ कि पूरी कपूर फैमिली जो भी इंडस्ट्री में है, आपकी तरफ से उनमें सबसे हैंडसम कौन है?
बेटा ये तो जनता का ओपिनियन होता है, हमारा थोड़ी ओपिनियन होता
नहीं,
है।
फिर भी आपके हिसाब से कौन कौन जानना चाहता है?
एक्चुअली तुम्हारा सवाल होना चाहिए कि इनमें से सबसे मेहनती और अच्छा कलाकार कौन है।
अच्छा, आप वो बताओ, सबसे टैलेंटेड और मेहनती।
मैं ये समझता हूँ कि हर शख्स अपनी अपनी जगह कंट्रीब्यूट कर चुका है सिनेमा में। मैं इसका जवाब बहुत लंबा भी हो सकता है, लेकिन आई एम जस्ट पुटिंग इट एज स्मॉल एज पॉसिबल। अदरवाइज आई कैन गो इन डिटेल्स फ्रॉम माय ग्रैंडफादर टू माय सन। बट टू बी ऑनेस्ट, वी ऑल हैव कंट्रीब्यूटेड in our personal way immensely to the film industry. I might just add कि हम अब हिंदी सिनेमा ये हमारा 130वां साल है हमारा। 103 years, we entering into 103 years of cinema. इंडियन सिनेमा का 103 years है, जिसमें 88 years का कंट्रीब्यूशन हम कपूर्स का है। My grandfather started in the year 1928 to work, and by God's grace, the legacy has gone into the 4th generation now. And I'm very thankful to all the masses, the public. I'm thankful to God that this has happened. Is the 4th generation actually serving you people?
सर, कपूर फैमिली में एक्टिंग की ट्रेनिंग मिलती है या देखते देखते सीख जाते हैं?
दो चीजों को कपूर खानदान नहीं सीखता, उनको ट्रेनिंग देने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक एक्टिंग और एक खाने की।
Okay, let's take the next question. Okay, that lady there.
Hello sir, I want to ask, you just said that your family has been in the film industry for 88 years. So each generation it just keeps coming in, but how hard do you think it is for somebody from the outside with zero connections to come into Bollywood and reach that position?
This is a very good and valid question. You know, people talk about nepotism in film industry. Nepotism का मतलब कि हम एक अगर परिवार के हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो तो एक्टर बनेगा। एक बड़ी फॉल्स थिंकिंग है हमारे लोगों में कि एक्टर का बेटा है, एक्ट्रेस का बेटी है, बेटा है, वो तो ठीक है, उनको तो डेफिनेटली वो तो हीरो बनना ही है। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। यू मे हैव एन एज ओवर एन अदर न्यू कमर बिकॉज एक क्यूरियोसिटी रहती है कि इसका बेटा है तो देखते वो कैसा है। आप सही मानों में जानते नहीं है उस पर कितना बैगेज रहता है। उन लोगों में कितनी उम्मीदें होती हैं कि will he be able to match and manage his predecessors as has been in the case of Ranbir. He was answerable to all people of his grandfather, of his great-grandfather. It's been such a responsibility for him. And believe you me, just because you have a surname of Kapoor, that does not promise you or give you the liberty that you will automatically become a star. No. There have been, unfortunately, a lot of Kapoors that could not make it also. We don't talk about that. The fact that some who did make it, it's only because of the love and affection of you and plus the hard work. And what I truly believe these days is luck factor also. The luck factor to land yourself the right role, the right script.